As the one who grew up with an Xbox in their house, I'm the resident Halo expert of our family. And by expert, I mean I've played it before. I grew up with Halo multiplayer and Firefight thanks to my dad and brother. Many a holiday was spent gathered around the TV in split-screen multiplayer, running over each other and hollering about screen peeking. Having been shown the ways of the PlayStation by my boyfriend, I think it's about damn time I showed him what the Xbox had to offer. So this weekend, we're traveling back in time to 2007 for a Halo 3 date night. When it comes to Halo, I've played the multiplayer in most of them, but hands down, the one I know the best is Halo 3. It may be a little unorthodox to start him in the middle of the series, but he's not the only one who gets nostalgic for games. As soon as I loaded up the Master Chief Collection, the music brought me back in time. I have so many memories of playing Capture the Flag with my siblings and having the neighborhood kids crowd around the TV. Oh, the good times of getting Banshee hijacked, run over by a ghost, and blasted with a Spartan laser. But since it's just the two of us, we'll see what kind of trouble we can get into. I killed from beyond the grave!
Did you throw a grenade at me, or what was that?
I threw a grenade. Usually when we play games, either he's showing me the ropes or we're both figuring things out together. I've always looked at him like some vast library of game knowledge since he always has an answer to my questions. It's a skill developed over decades of memorizing game wikis when he's bored. It's always an odd feeling whenever we play something that I have more of a background in.
I just got in and out of this car 3 times because I didn't sit in the driver's seat.
What's weirder is when he's asking me questions about a game, especially when I don't have an answer for him. You know what I just did?
Is that your camp? Like,
yeah, that's my base. And then
is there sprinting in this game?
I'm trying to remember that. But I just stole your Banshee.
I saw that.
Setting up the games turned out to be more of a challenge than I anticipated. Since the first time I held an Xbox controller, I've had my dad or brother there to set up the matches. So you can probably imagine how I was basically a deer in the headlights for date night. When I looked at him, expecting him to set everything up, he looked back at me with a little shrug and was like, "Don't look at me, boo, you're on the show tonight." You have to understand, I never made the games or adjusted the games. That was always my brother. I didn't want to appear as lost as I was, so with blind confidence, I pretended to act like I knew what I was doing and just kept selecting buttons and clicking through menus. I managed to keep up the ruse for quite a while, but eventually he caught on to us running in circles and started getting a little suspicious. Nick, I found the customizing. After messing around with the settings and connectivity for about half an hour, he finally got fed up with my aimlessness and did a quick Google search and got us into a game in about 3 minutes. How did you find it online?
I just Googled it. I don't know. I have a way with Google, I guess.
So we have 12 minutes or first person to get to 25 kills.
It only took 12 minutes to get into the lobby, so...
I really wanted to be the expert, but that's okay, because once we got into the game, surely I'd be back in control. When we managed to make it in, it all started flooding back to me. Words that had been long buried in my memory vault came floating back up to the surface, and I started speaking a language he didn't know I knew. Names of guns that have been burned into my core memories started free-flowing like items on a menu at my favorite restaurant. Army.
What is this?
That's like the Spartans. Well, that is an energy cannon. Or a plasma cannon.
Took me a second to figure out what was happening.
And those are the
I
bane
remember
of my
liking the spiky
existence.
gun.
Yeah, the needler.
The needler. That's cool.
I am so much better than when I was a kid. It's safe to say I've been around the block a time or two with games since then, but I guess I didn't know what to expect. Granted, it was a bit like shooting a fish in a barrel with him as he was trying to figure his stuff out. But let's just think of it as revenge for all the times he's shown me tough love in games.
Where are you? My plan didn't work.
I was in your bland spot. I found myself caught between wanting to impart my knowledge and relishing in my victories. He wasn't exactly the biggest fan of not being sure what was going on, and especially not of losing. But I knew once he got acclimated, he'd be a force to be reckoned with. I wanted to enjoy it while it lasted, and do my best not to get left in the dust.
What in the world? What did you just go up?
An energy elevator.
What is an energy elevator?
I'm just calling it that. I don't remember its actual name. When it comes to selling things in 1v1, there's a couple of ways to go about it. Going head to head in a gunfight is the most straightforward way of dealing with him, although it comes with its risks.
Oh, did you melee me or what happened?
Yeah, I meleeed you.
Melee attack does quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, the dangerous thing, you have to just get in there.
Despite all the rest we've played, he still got me completely outclassed when it comes to gunning each other down. Fortunately, I have the benefit of knowing the maps and what the different weapons do. Using it to my advantage, I can usually get the jump on him and win a head-to-head firearm duel.
Nice grenade, Taryn. Oh, the melee attack.
With that being said, maybe we're working too hard. Quietly and carefully hunting him down like the most dangerous prey might be more of a thrill for the kill. But it's totally not my style, and it's more trouble than it's worth when there's a much simpler method to go about it. Running him down with the ghost is both easier and more satisfying on my end. I always loved vehicles when I was younger, and he got to learn that the hard way.
What are you doing over there?
Who are you? I'm just gonna see this is the ghost. And they're fun to splatter people with.
I see that.
We took a swing at various game modes to give him a little sampler of everything Halo 3 multiplayer had to offer. Game modes like Slayer, Infection, and Capture the Flag are all a rite of passage as far as I'm concerned, and you really can't go wrong with any of them. Giving him a bit of a trial by fire and tossing him into each new mode with little to no explanation was probably what kept things on an even playing field for as long as they were.
I didn't know you could drive that thing. Oh shit. Wait a minute. I didn't agree to this.
As soon as he started getting more comfortable with the mode, I noticed I was the one dying a lot more. I had to keep him guessing and mix things up once he got a handle on things in order to stay on top.
Oh. It's Hammy. Hello?
Tell them we're playing Capture the Flag.
What's up, yo? It's just, we were writing and then we kind of hit up blocks, and now we're just playing a little more Halo to try to get some ideas.
You
How about
killed
you?
me. I was in.
It's safe to say we were getting a little competitive with each other. Neither one of us likes losing, and one of us has a lot more practice with it than the other. It doesn't feel so good when the shoe's on the other foot, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's all in good fun.
Get out of there, Taryn.
Get out of there, Norky. We
No.
both just died.
What just happened?
You killed me and I beat you.
At the same time?
Yep.
If anything, losing over and over just made him more motivated to figure things out and knock me off my pedestal. Still, it's hard not to laugh together when he gets wrecked.
What the hell is going on here? We got ourselves a standoff. What? What did you hit me with?
The flag.
The flag is stronger than the gun?
It doesn't matter if you're playing Halo at 10 years old with your little brother or in your 20s with your significant other. Screen peeking accusations will always be thrown around. We had to reinstate the classic rule of no screen peeking, which is kind of BS because we weren't even playing split screen. It's probably the first time since grade school that I had to set up folders at my desk like dividers during a spelling test, but it's the price we pay from working out of the same office.
Taryn, what was that just now?
What was what?
What was that little, like, what did you look over at me for?
Nothing. I didn't do anything.
She doesn't see me, but I see her.
Between all the game modes, I think our personal favorite was Capture the Flag.
My flag has been taken.
You'd think it wouldn't be much of a game with only 2 people, but that's exactly why we started getting creative with each other. Aside from being almost completely defenseless when you're holding the flag, there's the dilemma of how slowly we walk.
God, you're even slower with the flag.
Oh yeah.
Under other circumstances, it probably would have been just an odd round of us stealing the other's flag and awkwardly passing by one another on the way to the rally point.
Did I hit you a single time?
I don't know, did you?
This gun... Oh, the energy elevator works without a car?
Oh, you usually aren't supposed to take cars there.
Luckily, we're the king and queen of overcomplicating otherwise simple games, and Capture the Flag is no exception. It became much less of a mechanical game and much more of a mind game.
There's someone sneaking back there. I just see like a little flagpole sticking up over the... Like, yeah, you're crouched behind that, but the flag isn't.
Shit.
We tried to predict what the other was planning to do, but little did we know that the other had already predicted their predicting and came up with a counterplan to the counterplan. It was a classic case of him outsmarting my outsmarting.
Oh. You got the jump on me.
What were you doing?
I thought you were going for my flag, so I was gonna like wait, and then I was gonna try to shoot you through the window.
Should I go on the offensive or the defensive? The problem was that trying to do both would result in nothing happening, or so I thought.
Hello. Did you drop something?
Somehow he did a little bit of both and absolutely demolished me at my own game.
No!
Yes. The flag has been dropped.
Watching the footage back, I realized that it doesn't matter if it's Halo or any other game. The Machiavellian tactics within him proved to be too powerful, and he solidified his place as the true master of deception between the two of us.
Flag captured. Game over.
I just walked right under your nose.
One fun thing about introducing them to Halo was sharing some staples from growing up. One of our favorite homemade modes to play was jetpack energy swords. When it comes to settling an argument or deciding who gets to pick dinner, we lay down our guns and take to the sky in order to settle things hand to hand. Watching his experience with the game and learning and figuring out how things works gives me a nice idea of what it feels like when he introduces me to something new. For me, nothing beats rocketing around Valhalla while jousting in midair with energy swords together.
I'm gonna warn you one more time not to come over here, okay?
You're at my base.
I'm not at your base. I'm outside of your base. I've told you not to come over here. I warned you, didn't I? Don't come over here.
You're on my property.
I'm warning you not to come over here. Do not make me say it again, okay? Do not make me son of a bitch.
Get off my property.
It's not your property. It's mom and dad's. Classic little brother response. It's not your room. It's mom and dad's room.
Yup.
Like, Lugs, get out of my room. He's like, I'm not in your room. I'm in the doorway.
I'm in the door. Oh my god, I did that
Such a
so
little brother
much.
maneuver.
And I like.
What are you hoarding all these energy
Stop.
swords for?
You
down
have
here?
the same number of energy swords.
No, I think you took some of mine. Whoa! I found the jetpack. Nice. Hey, you found the jetpack again. Nice. Oh, this is like shooting clay pigeons.
Are you kidding me?
Nice. Oh, I just.
Nice.
I couldn't tell you if I've played through the campaign before, but it was fun tackling it with my cute alien sidekick.
Watch out.
I died too.
Shit. Can I revive you?
I'm back.
Oh, thank goodness.
I got grenaded or something, I think.
I grenaded you.
Oh.
So yes, you did get grenaded.
It was an accurate description of what happened.
We played through a couple of the early missions, but man did I forget how long the cutscenes can be.
I think we might be trapped.
I think we might be trapped.
After sitting through like 10 minutes of cutscene for every 2 minutes of gameplay, the two of us naturally gravitated back towards our multiplayer shenanigans. Saving the galaxy will have to wait. Redeeming myself and capture the flag is a higher priority tonight.
Oh my god! You're becoming a Halo player already.